everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Talking Trikes. A lot's happened over the last week. Devastating news with the energy breakthrough being cancelled. Darcy, how do you feel about this? It's obviously terrible news, but what are your thoughts?
Well, luckily I graduated last year, got to do it for the first and last time last year, so that was positive, but I feel so sorry for all the year 12s out there once again. So AHPV being cancelled, that affects South Australians, but the energy breakthrough is a schools event, so this is going to hit a lot more people harder than just the Australian HPV series being cancelled. So it really does suck. We'll be talking to our special guest later in the program about that. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. And with Victoria still seemingly just getting worse and worse, it seems like it was the right decision as such. So it sucks. Absolutely. It's the way it is, man.
Yeah, and these decisions need to be made. And I saw today there was over 400 cases in the last 24 hours. So pretty bad down there, and it's just unfortunate time that a lot of year 12s are going to miss out on their final year. So hopefully they can pick up a spot next year or ride for a community team and stay in the sport. Because I know for myself, that's how I got involved into pedal pre through Energy Breakthrough. So yeah, sad news, but that's just how it is.
That's how it is. There's no way around it. So we definitely want to see if lots of these year 12s can get into community programs, even if they can, with their mates, just make a team to enter a couple races. You still want to keep these energetic, motivated guys in the sport, guys and girls, because you definitely don't want to lose them and shrink the sport. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah, and I think an interesting topic talking about that pathway in is maybe we can get some more of these teams on to talk about pathways of how they can actually, apply or have a tryout for a team, because I know that was a big thing for me back when I was, finishing or getting into pedal pre, to actually find a team to ride for. So maybe we can talk to some people. Maybe our guest might be a good insight into how he went about all that. So interesting times, tough times, but we've just got to do what we can.
Exactly. We've just got to take it one step at a time. So, all right. So on today's program, once again, we have another special guest. He's had a little bit of history in the sport, not as much as some of our other guests, but that doesn't make him any less important. So he's a young fella, younger than me, definitely younger than you, old fella. But we'll welcome him to the show. So everyone, he rides for G Trikes. He is probably one of the fastest riders upcoming in the sport. So everyone, this is Sam. He's a crazy young rider coming up through the ranks as fast as it goes. If you ever see him at Gambia, he's always like hundreds of meters away from the competition. It's already shot off. So welcome to the show, Sam. How you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
No worries, man. So we're just going to get started. Just give us a little quick introduction, how you got into the sport and really what's your driving factors behind racing and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So, I started in 2015 and one of my mates sort of talked me into doing it. I was a bit reluctant at first. I was like, this looks a bit weird. Those vehicles look a bit funny. But he talked me into it and I was like, got out on the track. So that was 2015 at Mariposa, because that's the only that's the only race the school does, sorry. And so, I loved it from that. I loved it from, that moment. It was just amazing. And then I've raced with Road Rage since then and G Trikes. I did one race with Aurora in 2018 at Casey. And so.
The brand new news on the front is Energy Breakthrough has been cancelled. And I know that's from what I've seen, that's some of your favourite events. And like you said before, you grew up doing Energy Breakthrough. So how'd that feel, mate? And how were your initial reactions to it?
I think I was shocked. I was like, it's pretty far away. So I thought there was a chance that it would still run. And so I was pretty excited that might be the only event for the year, or besides Lang Lang. So the only event after Lang Lang for the year. And so, I think I was a bit disappointed because I think we had a pretty good team that was going to come through and do that with high school. And we were going to race hybrid for the first year as a different thing and see how we went there, because we did so well in C category last year, and so I thought that it'd be great to try something different and see how we went. And so I was a bit disappointed, but I mean it's the safest option, so I'm happy with the decision that was made. If it means that the safety of everyone is there.
Talking about the safety, I heard last year you were pushing the speed limit around the track. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in my defence, I feel like watching the road is a higher priority of safety than looking at your Garmin speed. And so the whole lap, I didn't know until after the lap that I'd broken the speed limit, and I kind of thought, I was like, they might have got me or they might have not, because I dipped over it coming into the S bend. I think I hit like 63 or something, and I was like, they might not have catched me there, but it was the lakeside straight. I think I was averaging like 59-60 the whole way, and I think that's where they got me. And I think I was a bit disappointed because I wasn't really like watching it, because I was surprised in the ability of the bike and the ability of myself that I was actually able to reach those kind of speeds. And so it wasn't really on my priority to look at the Garmin whilst I was going for a hot lap, because in a hot lap you're going all out, and I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't hitting any other trikes and I was making the best lines possible through the traffic. And so
yeah, man. I was there when that happened. It was a pretty crazy moment, especially for Jeff, the owner of Trikes. He was I could see he was so proud of you and what you've done, as well as proud of seeing his glory and creation just zoom around the track. So how did it feel when sort of everyone was sticking up for you and wanted that lap reinstated? It must have felt pretty good, man.
Yeah, it definitely felt good, and I appreciate everyone who did think that it should be counted. I think, Yeah,
no, that's so good, man. This is you're pushing the limits. Yeah, man, you're pushing the limits of energy breakthrough. That's something that you should be definitely proud of, especially without a motor.
Yeah.
Is there a I don't even know this. Is there a speed limit in the AIPP? Like,
I don't think so. No.
Step through the pit lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
All right, Sam. So, future plans. What do we see in the future for you, mate? Like, are you keen to get back into racing, like in 2021, or what would be some big goals for you?
Yeah. Look, I think I'd love to get back to racing in 2021. I think I need to get back into training again. I've been struggling at the moment with a bit of a knee injury, and then I pulled my hamstring, which kind of sucked. But I think once I get back into training, I'm keen to just keep on improving in the sport, and hopefully start battling with some of the top guys in Trump and Waddle racing, and Darlene and Unhinged are getting much better now too. So I'd love to be competitive all the time with them guys, and I don't really see a future without HPV in it at the moment. So I'm looking forward to just the years coming and keep on racing.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. Have you got any contracts come your way yet, since you're now technically a free agent?
No, I think I'm just sticking with Trikes. I think that's sort of where I'm going, and I'm loving what Jeff's doing with his bikes and the progression he's made and all the development and innovations he's creating currently and in the past and soon to be in the future. I think, what he's doing to the sport and with the bikes is amazing, and I just love to stick around that and keep on racing for him, making his bikes go fast.
Yeah, man, it's really cool to be so loyal. But would you, if you've given the opportunity and Trikes wasn't racing, would you look at racing with another team at a different race?
I think if Trikes wasn't racing, potentially, but I'm sticking with Trikes no matter what kind of thing. And if the team changes or something and Jeff's still a part of a team, I'd probably just go to the team that Jeff's at. Just stick around with people that I know and make friends that are in other teams just by going to races and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, it's really cool, man.
All right, Sam. So let's talk about how you got into Trikes and road rage, because me and Darcy were talking a little bit about that pathway and finding a community team for more racing for students to cross into. But how did it come about for you?
Yeah, so it was actually in 2015 when I saw, when I was there at my first event, and I saw a power switch going around, and it was absolutely flying around the front straight, in front of the pits that I was in. And I thought that pink machine is going so damn quick, and I was like, I'd love to be a part of that. And I think it wasn't until like early 2016 that I made a call to, I think I searched up the number online. So yeah, and then I called the number on the website, and I ended up talking to Tony Davidson, and he introduced me to the team pretty much. And my first race with them was in Maryborough, Queensland, the 24-hour up in Queensland. So for the RACQ, it was still back then, and I raced Matrix for the first time as a open boys HPV team, and I think we came like 14th. And then I was still sort of in like we called it the Bilbo team, and then there was like the Frodo team, which was like the Trikes team. And so from there, that was kind of my goal over the coming years, to try and make that Frodo team and compete with like the big boys kind of thing. And so yeah, I think I did the 2016 Murray Bridge with Road Rage as well in Power Shot. And then I think 2018, Casey round 1, I did it with the junior boys or senior boys school category, but as the community team. And then I think it was Mount Gambier was my debut in Frodo with like the G-Trucks Road Rage team then. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So kind of you just took that initiative to, make a call or get in touch with someone, and then, that pathway kind of continued.
Yeah,
Awesome.
pretty much. Like I was really nervous about it. I was like, what if I don't, or what if I get rejected and stuff like that? But I talked myself into it over about a week's period of time, and then I was like, I'll just make the call, and if they say no, they say no, and then I can just keep racing at Barra High School and see where it goes from there. But then it turned out to be amazing, because it's kind of guided my HPV career to here.
Yeah, it's really good to take that initiative, and I think a lot of kids that are really exiting the schools category should look and understand that the community teams, they're not going to bite your head off. Like if you just approach them friendly, just ask for a tryout day, or just give them a little bit of information about yourself, that they might, it'll be back in the back of their head. So that's the way they can transform themselves into a community rider, just by taking the initiative and stepping and communicating. It'll show the managers that you're interested in the sport, but it'll too show that you have initiative, which is a really important skill as a team. But yeah, no, that's a really good step forward, mate.
Okay, Sam, so we've got some quick fire questions for you to answer. First question, we've got some written down here. What would be your best track you perform at?
I would say probably Mount Gambier did pretty well in 2019, or Wonthaggi, I think, is one of my favourites. So. And Maryborough too.
Which one is it? We chose one.
Oh, okay. Maryborough. We'll go with Maryborough.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Sam. What is your most favourite trike that you've ever ridden?
It's got to be, we call it Lucy, the Barra High School Matrix Pro. I think that's it's just an absolute weapon.
All right. In your entire career, what would be your best race that you've performed at?
Probably 2019 Maryborough, I'll go with.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about the best. What was your worst experience or worst race?
Oh, that's a tough one. I actually wouldn't have a clue. I don't know. They're all pretty good.
That's all good, mate. We'll skip that one. Oh, unless you got one.
Just give me like 10 seconds.
All right. You got 10 seconds.
Okay.
This is a good time. Can't think of
Probably, I think, it wasn't a horrible performance, but like my worst one was probably Adelaide, the second round in 2018. I'd just gone on a trip with Road Rage, and I felt pretty unfit, so I was a little bit like, I just felt a bit good in the bike, or I felt a bit uncomfortable in the bike and stuff like that. So that's probably my worst one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got any more,
last,
Carl?
Yeah, I got one more. This is something that, made me grow in the sport. I always had, a team, and I had a few riders that I always, watched them race and always just aspired, I'd love to be able to go as quick as them. Is there anyone in the sport or any teams in the sport that you might look up to or watch on race day and just would love to, be able to ride like them?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it Darcy?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I think definitely water racing, Team Relentless, just all those top teams, Unhinged, Darlene, they all have such quick riders, and I think I always aspire to be as quick as those top teams. So when I'm out on the track, I always want to be trying to race and compete with those guys. But if I was naming specifics, I'd definitely say Reese Harris or Jordan Lucas or Kyle Learich.
Yeah, there's some good names there. So
they are, just the big boys.
All right, Sam. So just to finish off, we've got some would you rather questions. First one: Friday night before a race for your dinner, would you rather pasta or a parma?
No, no.
Pasta.
Yes.
Pasta.
Good.
What do you say no about, Darcy?
I just think you're using the incorrect terminology.
Oh, here we go.
It's incorrect. It's wrong. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather a HPV or EEV?
Probably a HPV, I think.
All right. Would you rather the fastest lap of the race or the fastest stint in your team? Well, that's got him.
He's got him.
I think the fastest lap of the race sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get a nice trophy for that one. All right.
I think it's good if you have a team that's pretty consistent and always, very high up. So fastest lap of the race sounds pretty cool.
All right. Would you rather bridge or borough?
Borough at the moment, yeah.
Ooh, nice. All right, and here is my last would you rather. Would you rather win the race but crash the trike on the last lap, or finish second and the trike be unharmed? So think about Jeff with this one. You got to think about Jeff.
Jeff will be watching this.
I think if it was my bridge, Jeff without a doubt will be crash the bike and win the race. I think, Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right. We've got a couple random ones. I know Carl's got a couple random ones there, but would you rather hills or flats?
Hills or flats?
Yeah.
Oh, hills. Sorry.
Yeah.
In a truck, probably flats. I don't mind riding up a hill on a normal bike though. I think Loxton's that's an alright hill. I'm happy with that hill.
Nice. All right. Would you rather M&Ms or Smarties?
Oh, 100% M&Ms. M&Ms are hands down the best chocolate ever, except for Swiss chocolate.
All right. Would you rather track or road cycling, mate?
Probably road cycling. I do more of it, so yeah.
All right, Sam. This is my last would you rather. Would you rather camp in a tent or a swag?
I've never camped in a swag, so I'm going to have to say a tent, but I think I'm going to try it in the future because it sounds like everyone has a good time in a swag.
Hey.
All right. Would you rather ride in rainy, crappy conditions or roll the truck?
Probably rainy, crappy conditions. Rain's not that bad. Except for when Darcy crashes at Bridge.
You didn't need to point that out. I'm just saying it's bad.
You can just chop that part out if you...
Yeah, no, we keep that in. Every time it rains in a race for me, I'll step aside and let someone else in the bike and let them do
not
the
feeling it today, fellas.
Cramp.
Grant Trikes doesn't do anything.
All right, just give us a rundown on your Maryborough trike from last year. I heard it was a rocket, but is there any like secret details that you can give that Jeff would missed out on in our last interview?
I don't know. I think it's pretty stock standard. Like, it was just an amazing build. I think everything just came together. It was like the ultimate package, and I think it helped that like some of the guys from the high school went to like Jeff's shed and we built the fairing together and stuff, and so it just gave more time for Jeff to tinker on the actual main frame. And I think if anything, we put some like TT grease in all the bearings for for like the rollers and the bottom bracket, and and the chain, the pulley wheels on the derailleur, and we had a pretty good setup with all the gearing and shifting, and we had spares in the pits for everything. And I think it just ran so smoothly because we just put the time and effort in to like really make it run smoothly, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, man, it sounded super smooth. I was there when you guys were testing it around that industrial area, but it was so fast. I haven't really seen a trike in practice just being so fast before, especially knowing it's like fresh out of the grill. There's no like small refinements or anything before a race or anything. It's just fast straight away, which it's promising to see out of the G-Trikes factory. I think personally, I reckon that they're going to start selling more and more units, and they're going to almost be the new Trump in South Australia or the new JT. It's becoming that way, and especially if they stay affordable, there's a big opportunity ahead. So would you happily stay a G-Trike ambassador for the rest of your life?
I think so. I think what Jeff's doing for the sport is like unreal. So I think I'm sticking around him and buying him for,
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in for episode 4 of Talking Trikes. Massive thank you to Sam for joining us. Thanks for having us, man. And thanks for being on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me. It was a good experience. Cheers.
No worries. So Carl, have you got any idea what's happening next week on the show?
Yeah, so next week we're going to have more updates of what's happening behind the scenes. We've got another really special guest on, so stay tuned for episode 5. And thanks everyone for joining in today. And once again, thanks heaps, Sam, and we'll see you on the racetrack soon.